لله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما نافعا يا كريم. بسم الله.
Inshallah, we'll start today's session.
Sister Amin. Sister Aziz.
I'm sorry. I'm going to be muting everyone, and the questions, the Q&A session will be at the end of the training session. Sister Amina will be going first for 2nd to 5th grade, and Sister Denise will be for pre-K through first grade, and I'll be walking you through for RenWeb Parent Portal. Go ahead, Sister Amina.
All right, Assalamu alaikum everybody. My name is Sister Amina Asif, and I will be talking to you a lot about virtual learning today. We will be talking about how to use Zoom, how to use Google Classroom, and what are the teacher and parent roles for today, inshallah. So you are welcome to ask questions, and you can take turns, you can unmute and talk, but we are keeping the questions towards the end of the presentation. Inshallah, if this presentation is very clear, you shouldn't have a lot of questions. So Bismillah, I will go on to the first slide, and here we are gonna first talk about our role as teachers. I'm just going to minimize this a little bit so you can see the information posted here. So as teachers, we are first planning to train all students to use Google Classroom in the first 2 weeks of school. Now, unfortunately, we didn't have a lot of time when we went into lockdown in March, and then things started very quick. But now that we have a lot of time, inshallah, we're planning to train them on everything. And what you're going to see today is what the children will learn in the first 2 weeks of school. We will be posting all lessons, detailed lessons on RenWeb, and same will be posted on Google Classroom. We will have emails and uploads on weekly newsletter for all subjects and materials, inshallah. And all updates for Google Classroom will be updated by Sunday evening, inshallah. And teachers will be sending you access to online textbook login information. You will also receive the physical textbooks except for Quran and Arabic. And Quran and Arabic does not have online login information, but PDFs, apps, emails, everything will be very clear for you, inshallah. And how do we teach in Zoom? So what is our role in learning with Zoom? So our lesson will be taught exactly the way it's taught in face-to-face learning. So as you see in this picture, the teacher is doing the project on camera and the child is following the instructions. So we will facilitate classroom learning with discussions, writing, STEM projects, assessments. Everything will be done exactly the way we would have done it in class. So every assignment would either be a classwork or an assessment or a test. Classwork is usually done to check for understanding. Assessment is to check for mastery of this week's skill. Every week we have one skill we focus on for every subject, and that skill is usually mastered towards the end of the week. We will also reteach and differentiate based on assessments. Whatever needs to be done, retaught, will be taken care of. If skill has been mastered, we move on to the next higher skill, inshallah. And one more thing is grades will only be posted on RenWeb. You will not see them on Google Classroom. That is only for looking at the assignment and turning in grades, inshallah. I just wanted to talk to you about how our Zoom class looks like. As a Zoom class will have the same thing as a regular school day, exactly the same timings. The homeroom teacher is there online. She will be starting the class on time, starting with morning warm-up, dua, everything. Everything is online except lunch and recess. We will also have virtual PE. And during Salah times, we will have daily khatira that's going to be organized by Sister Iman, and she will also be bringing in guests.
Close the TV now.
So just a quick reminder, sisters, please stay on mute. We are also going to be differentiating learning using breakout rooms. And what this does in Zoom is basically it creates little mini classes where students can either work on a project together or they might need a quiet time to work on, inshallah. And what that does is it helps them work at their pace. Sometimes a teacher needs to work on one student who's not been able to learn the skill. So I might be working with those 1 or 2 students, the other students do not get disturbed. They will be working quietly on their own. Another important thing is that students are expected to have camera on during Zoom class, during a live session. And this is very important because these are kids. They might just switch it off and they might not be working. Teacher needs to have that face-to-face interaction with them, inshallah. So having said that, it also means that what's behind you is also visible. So when a child is on camera, everything can be seen. And we'll talk about this a little bit on how you can ensure the class. And you can also ensure that students are really, really engaged, inshallah. What is your role in online learning? These are very simple things, inshallah, you can manage really, really well. First of all, when the teacher sends a weekly newsletter, please go over it. And the same thing will be posted in the Google Classroom. Preferably Sunday evening is when you should be checking for weekly updates, Zoom links. Materials needed would be outside of the regular school supplies. You might need something for a simple project. You might need to have construction paper handy, or maybe the teacher wants you to cut something and keep it ready. Or if there's any homework for the week, you will usually see it in that newsletter that comes on the weekend. Now, after every day school day, I would suggest everybody please check Google Calendar, and I will show you how to go there. Google Calendar for your daily assignments that need to be turned in. Now, having said that, what we are trying to do is making sure all students turn in daily assignments live with the teacher. So you don't have to turn in anything. But occasionally the teacher might need to see the work done in notebook or your workbook. So that's when we need them to be taking a picture and sending it to us, inshallah. And I will tell everything. I'll walk you through all the steps in a Google Classroom right now. One more important request is to please have your cell phone email notifications on, because sometimes teacher may need to contact you if your child has fallen asleep, camera got turned off, or maybe he got logged out and you may not know about it. And even sometimes when a kid takes a little longer than usual to come back from grabbing a snack or a bathroom, you might need to check up on your child, inshallah. And that's all we really need you to do once the learning starts. What are some other things you can take care of? This is just a quote I put in here to talk about how important it is to respect the time and the schedule. Many times we've noticed that children wake up late, they don't join in on time, they're distracted. Getting them to learn when there's already 15, 16 other kids working, it really takes time out of class. But instead, if everybody logs in at the correct time, it's so much convenient for a teacher to start the day together. Even those 10 minutes of morning warm-up helps them review the skill, maybe talk about the day, what are you feeling, how's everything going? And this is usually the time the teacher is also addressing social and emotional needs of his child. We might need to share how it feels like, what was the day like, what happened yesterday, what was the good thing about today, anything. So that discussion really sets the tone for the day. If they miss class, they might be missing something, really like an opportunity. So for a regular school day, these are a few suggestions, and this is really what you would be doing before getting your child into the car for school. You will be doing absolutely exactly the same things, just making sure they're online on time. So formal clothes, not pajamas, it really helps. Please make sure they've brushed their teeth, they're freshened up, they've had breakfast, they have a nice desk full of supplies, everything is ready for work, inshallah, and a quiet space. Preferably they are in a room where you can close the door so they don't hear any outside noise. I hope they're fresh and really awake. Also, no parents and siblings should be in the room. It really helps when the child can focus with me as a class. inshallah. And also, children should not be in bed. And this has come from various feedback sources that children sometimes go back to bed with the iPad. Sometimes you don't realize that child was not completely awake. It's not okay to be eating and drinking in front of the camera, right? So if we were sending our children to school on a regular day, we would have made sure they've had breakfast, they would have their lunch, their water, everything. Sister, can you please stay on mute? Inshallah, please make sure they are fresh and awake, they have their supplies ready. Even little things like pencils and markers should be ready, and it really, really helps them. So why are we using Google Classroom? Google Classroom really is a very useful tool. You will have everything in one place. It's like a detailed newsletter. Newsletter is just like an overview. Zoom link is posted there. Your lesson plans are there. Classwork is there. Your due dates are posted for homeworks and assignments. And also, if you opted for asynchronous learning, you would have video archives posted over there. So you can go back and look at the recording, inshallah. So the first step in Google Classroom, you will be given a link for your child. It would have the name and it would have last name, radianstem.com. Then you log in with your new email and password. And there you would probably see an invitation that looks like this email coming from every homeroom teacher. You can go in and accept the invitation to join the class. And how do I do that? Once I log in this corner, I like to call this the waffle icon. Here is where you see the classroom symbol. Once you click over here, this is where you enter into Google Classroom. Now I'm going to show you how a Google Classroom looks like for a student. And this is basically how the first email comes in, class invitation for Sister Amna's class. You would head in here and you would click join. Once you join the class, I'm going to show you exactly what I did. I would head on to Google Classroom. This is the first thing you see when you log into your Google Classroom. This is my class, and you would see all the due assignments posted over here. These are the different subjects, and either you can see all of your assignments in one place. If you click on this little suitcase baggy-like thing, this has all of the week for today.
Sister Amna, let me pause you for a second. Can you share that screen of Google Classroom, please?
Sister Amina, yeah.
Because we can see only the presentation.
Yeah.
We cannot, okay, hold on.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
you may have to switch the,
Okay.
yeah. Thank you, Sister Samina.
Okay, so let me go back over here and show you. This is how the classroom invitation looks like. And this is how, when you click in, this is where you join. And once you do that, you can access the Google Classroom over here. And this is where you would see the assignments due for today. You can also click on the suitcase baggy icon over here to see all of the assignments. This is where we were at when I stopped. So these are all the assignments for the week. If your child has a missing assignment, you can actually click on the missing button and you will see. This is just a assignment that was created to show you what happens when it's missing. It's going to show up in red. And now I'm going to show you how the classwork looks like. These are the 3 tabs you will see: stream, classwork, and people. So here on the stream, teacher will post assignments. I have disabled the stream because I don't want to post anything over here. But when we go to classwork, this is where you're going to see all of the topics that you basically want to know. The first thing on top is the Zoom meeting link with class schedule. It will have your assembly link, your homeroom classes, your Salah Khatira link, and the class schedule, which tells you which subject comes at what time. These are the lesson plans and newsletter posted, inshallah, and then all subjects. If you notice, every subject has a daily assignment posted. The clipboard icon tells me that you have to open up the assignment and you have to look at it. And just giving you a quick overview, all subjects will have Monday through Friday assignments posted, including Islamic studies, Arabic, everything. We will also have archive of newsletters, lesson plans, and we will also have a video library for the recordings, and these will also stay on the bottom. Now, We will also look at one assignment. This is an assignment for language arts. And when I click over here, you will see some of the work that's assigned. And this is not enough. I need to open up. When I click on view assignment, what I can see is the teacher's instructions. I can also notice the rubrics. And I also see a Google document the teacher is attached here. So I'm going to click on one of these. All of this is just an example. When I click up here, I see that the teacher has asked for the words to practice spelling, and then the student can type here, and she's created a document for everybody. So this student needs to finish typing everything, and then he or she would click turn in. This is how easy it is for completing one assignment. And I can show you a different kind of assignment where the teacher has not attached a Google document. Instead, she's put in a quiz. So for Thursday's assignment, she's asked to play a game with quizzes. This is a very common link that you'll be using. So they will go on a different website, play the game, come back and mark it as done. So you might get a pop-up comment like this, but you can still mark it as done if it's done correctly. You can also unsubmit if it was accidentally clicked. You can do this also. Other than that, one more thing that happens over here is that every time a teacher posts assignments, you get a lot of emails. Every single assignment becomes one email. This actually ends up flooding your child's email so much that important work might be missed. So what I suggest is when you get to your child's class, go to settings and disable classroom notifications. So when you go here, don't click on any of these. Just on the bottom, there is a way you can disable email notifications. That way your Gmail does not flood with too many emails, inshallah. Only this stays turned off. So only important emails end up in the child's email. So I can only see important emails up here. And then I'll go back and share a few more things and we are ready to, inshallah, see any questions, anything. So if you had to turn in an assignment that is taking a picture, I'll talk about it in just a minute. How are we grading your child's assignments? We can have them do their work in textbooks and notebooks and show it on camera, just like what we have over here. This is a picture that a child was showing me her work and I took a picture. And it can be on a different assignment, like using websites like ReadWorks, iExcel, /Learn. And all the children are gonna do is in front of me, they will click on the turn in button. We might also use an exit ticket with 2 or 3 questions. And this would be in the Google Doc or a Google form that I showed you. And it'll be easy for the students to finish the work with the teacher, inshallah, in live class. So if you had to take a picture and submit for grading, you would open it up on an iPad, on a cell phone. And these are the screenshots, what you would do. You open up classroom.google.com and you log in. You see exactly similar icons and work. And here you can see the assignment. And if it says you need to upload a picture, and inshallah, the instructions will be very clear coming from all the teachers. You would say add or create, and I will go to the next one. Here, when you click on add or create, you will see there's different options. Here you can click on file. Once you click on file, you will click on camera. Once we do that, you can upload as many pictures as you like, and you can keep moving on. What happens is once you upload this picture, you can say this will ask you, will you turn in your work? And yes, you can turn it in. You click turn in. This is how it comes up, and then you can click submit. Or if you need to submit more, you can add more assignments in here. Sometimes if your assignment or homework was done on a different website, all you do is click mark as done. And this is the mobile version of the same Google Classroom that we're talking about. And these are just a few teachers' requests. This is coming from basically most of the elementary staff that I spoke with. First of all, if you see any mistakes in your child's work, please don't correct them. We try to see what your child needs help with, and it's usually not just one child, it's usually many children are doing the same mistake, so the teacher can review that skill. And if you need to, please immediately follow up with the teacher if you've not been able to send up the work the very next day. If you need to drop off any schoolwork, please make sure you email the office or wait for them to send you an update for a drop off and pick up time, inshallah. Another of the very important requests from teachers is to make sure the work area looks very manageable, inshallah. Have a clear desk with space for laptop and books, have a laptop charger close by, make sure they have pencils and supplies in a box or a pouch. Also, a yogurt container or a disposable cup can act like a trash can. Have some tissues, have a shelf, because you're gonna get lots of textbooks and journals that they need to keep ready. And also all the other school supplies, please keep them very safely so that we can use them throughout the year, inshallah. So this is about it. So if you have any questions, please share with me and I hope we can answer them for you.
Start Sister Denise's session, and the question and answers will be at the end.
Okay, I can stop sharing, inshallah.
Okay. Please post your questions on the chat box if you have any for Sister Amina's. We will take as they come in. Sister Denise, are you ready?
Yes, inshallah.
Sister Denise will be covering pre-K through first grade part for Google Classroom. And Sister Denise, are you with me?
Am I on host?
You are doing the lower elementary. Oh,
Right, am I hosted?
okay, you can share the screen, yes.
Okay, hold on, I need to get out of everything. All right, guys, Assalamu alaikum. I hope everybody is doing well. A lot of this information might be repetitive, but very beneficial. I'm going to be talking about the pre-K, kindergarten, and first grade Google Classroom Outlook. So here we go. Well, obviously you guys can't see because I did not share anything with you. Here you go. Here you go. So same thing, what Sister Amina said. Why do we using Google Classroom? Well, it's a basically easy and convenient platform for us teachers to get out the information to you parents and your students. Now, keep in mind, I am talking about the first grade, kindergarten, and pre-K level. So what Sister Amina is using for the lower elementary might not be the same as what I'm using for ours. So here we go. As mentioned, Sister Mirage will be sending out your child's individual Google password, ID and password, and that's what you're going to use to log in. Now, asterisk this part, this is very important. Parents, you won't be able to use your Gmail to log in. You have to use your child's, because when we create our classroom, the information that Sister Mirage is sending us, that's what we're going to be using. Last year, we've had a couple of parents trying to submit work in using their account, and it would not go through. So your child's email would be the one that you're going to use, and it's secured. And Sister Mirage will go over that in a little bit. If you don't know how to log in into a Gmail device, this is just very simple. Open up Chrome, and the top right-hand side, the sign-in goes in. This is where you're going to, once you accept, and I'll go through it with my student called Barry. Same thing that Sister Amina said. Once you get that email and password from Sister Mirage, you're able to go in there and kind of follow the directions. But this is kind of a close view of how it looks like. You will put in your child's information in here, and you got Google Suite access, and that's everything that we're going to be talking about as well. So here, just like Sister Amina's slide has the opened all these icons, and mainly the icons you're going to be using is the Google Classroom icon, which is right here. So after you push the little the 9 squares, or these little, whatever points you guys want to call this here, tic-tac-toe slots, the Google Classroom is what we're going to be utilizing. Just like Sister Amina said, it's very important that you go into the parent summary page, and this is going to help you with your email summaries of how much email that your child wants to receive. And just for added security and what Google Classroom has for the safety of your child using the Gmail, this is just for your information. I like to include that in because it's very important. Once you accept the ID that's in the email of your child, this is how it's going to look like. You can go in there and hit the join button, because each one of us will be sending out their individual classroom's identification code. And depends on the type of teacher you have, you might have either one of these classrooms, or you might have many, like maybe a kindergarten teacher might have, you know, each one of these as a subject, or we could combine everything. So I think right now it's kind of teacher's preference. I personally like the only one icon. Maybe some like to have more for organization. Again, it just depends on the teacher's needs. This is very, very, very important. Do not delete any of these folders, because these are folders that are connected to the Google Drive. And the way Google Classroom has it set up is that's how we are receiving your information, and that's how you will be, it automatically uploads everything that your child's doing. So in case it gets lost somewhere in the mix, I'm able to go into the Google Drive and pull out your child's lost information if they accidentally deleted a slide, for example. I had to do that last year. So do not delete those little bitty folders. Those are great for me to follow up on in case something, and it happens, that gets deleted. So here, I don't know if Sister, I'm gonna use that for pancakes, but these are the pancake menus that will access your classrooms. Now this is just an overview of what you're looking at, not necessarily what I'm pressing at the moment. So that first page, you have your menus. We'll go through that one. Any of your assignments that are due. Now, again, keep in mind, we were told that lower elementary will not have any homework, so maybe you might not see anything here. There might be activities you can do. There might be maybe some activities that you might have that's due maybe, I don't know, but last year we didn't do any due dates for the lower elementary, but it could be there, so that's something you might want to look out for too on that one. So clicking that little menu, like I said, the drop down, this is everything you'll see. You'll see your classes, your calendar, and any of your to-do information. This here is the rest of those squares. So these squares that's on the side here are kind of lined up here. This is just kind of like a condensed version of the visual icons that you see here. So when you open up the main page, and I made this here, or I pulled this picture because this is a very beautiful map in a way. So number one, you'll have your menu of classes. Number two would be your current class. That's the one that you're opening up right now. So if it was kindergarten, it will say kindergarten. If it's kindergarten math, it might say that. Depends on the teacher. This is that mainstream place that Sister Amina was talking about, where you could see comments. And in my case, I left that alone so you can see updates in case something happens. You might get a notification that maybe there was technical difficulties. We're handling it. So this is just for peace of mind information here. This is the main classroom access page. If you click that, you can basically see the people that's enrolled in the class. This one here is your main Google button. We'll have all those Google Suites buttons there, and that would be your ID here. Number 8 would be any of upcoming assignments that are due, and I already talked about the comments there. Once you click the classroom, this is again explained by Sister Amina. So number 1 is your classroom. Number 2 is any of the things that you want to review, your work to be viewed. Your Google calendar, and again, number 4, you don't want to delete any of your these file folders. These are very important for teachers to find out missing or deleted work that it saves into the Google Drive folder for us, so do not delete those. Your topics, those topics are these big, bold, whatever the teacher puts in, whether in this case is benchmark tests, or it could be Zoom links or whatever. So those are your major topics. Under those major topics are your subtopics of whatever the assignment is or materials that's listed. When you click on any of those, you will have your information, your view assignment, just like Sister Amina said. You click that and you get an in-depth detail of what the assignments are and any attachments necessary. You also have your due dates, if there's any due dates, and if it was assigned, if this assignment was assigned to that student. Now, just kind of coloring variations. This is for the lower elementary, we're just going to kind of use 2 icons versus maybe somebody in second and above, they might use more icons. In this case, it's just the materials, things that you might need or look at, and the assignments. And I'm going to go over that in our sample demo page later. So if it's done, it turns gray. If it's that dark color, that means it still needs to be done. So notifications, just like Sister Amina said, this is kind of important. It depends on what you want to flood in your email versus not. So this is just personal preference. This is everything that you can change or add to your email, your child's email, excuse me. So these are the same things she's just pointed out was the class notifications. If you want everything, you want some, you want all. So this is your chance to go check out what you want to receive in your email. So just real quick, why do we, I'm just kind of bouncing off of what Sister Amina said. If you've already been with us, so this might be just a refresher course. For those who are new, this might be something interesting. Why are we using, do teachers use the Google Classroom to teach live? So yeah, we are, but Zoom would be its own platform. We don't use Google Meet, which would have been a tool that Google Classroom used together. But for us, for our safety, Sister Mirage made sure that our privacy and safety was there. So Zoom would be our best teaching mechanism in which that we can, like what we're watching right now, I can open up all kinds of documents that you can see, and we can do interactive writing and whiteboards, and we can get into that later. So you can access Google Classroom anywhere, iPads, your computer, or phones. So it's the same way. If you have the app, you get that direct course, and it looks exactly the same on that one. Your grades will be uploaded into RunWeb and not Google Classroom. So again, Sister Mirage will go through all the RunWeb information, but yes, we'll send out your daily information on, I guess not your daily, but your weekly information of grades through RunWeb. So again, this is that safety and privacy check for Google Classroom. And again, Sister Mirage, alhamdulillah, she made sure that everything that we're giving you would be safe and it's 100% secured. So she did her homework and she made sure that this is going to be the best way to keep your child out there. But saying that, that doesn't necessarily mean that your kids can't access any other sites. That means that the information that they're getting, the email and password ID will be secured. But if they're on there clicking out other sites, we would have no control on that. That would be something that you might want to work on training on your kids at home. You don't have to be a computer guru to work on Google Classroom. The lower kids might need a little bit of extra help, the older kids not so much. So, but we want to make sure that you are thoroughly trained and your kids have an understanding of it. And after that, inshallah, it should be easy going. So that being said, let me jump over to my friend Barry here, who just got enrolled into class. So if you can see it, apparently, here we go. Barry White at radiantstem.com. So we're logging in for the second time. So I'm typing in his password right now. You're just seeing everything live, so you can have an idea of how it looks. So I just logged in. You can see the B here. You can change that if you want to have me get ready to enter the classroom. So I can go into his email real quick. So here, once I opened up, you get the Gmail team information, but you also get a class link. So Mr. Barry here got a class link for Sister Denise's class. I just clicked that and I joined it. So while that's loading up, basically it's telling you this here, we're gonna help you communicate and stay organized, and I'm gonna hit continue. I'm gonna let you know that I am a student. You are definitely not a teacher, you are a student. So this is what you're gonna see, or at least this is what Barry is seeing right now. Same thing, you have the mainstream, you have your demo, or your class to-do list on the side, the three, oh, guys, I got a bug flying all over me. You got to stream your classroom and your people. So if I click people, oh, I have Miss Sally Johnson enrolled here, and here's Sister Denise, and you'll see all the teachers here, including the special teachers there. So this is the main, and so just like Sister Amina said, she had disabled hers, I did not. So you'll see that I posted new material, and this was at the, I just posted before we started, but this was at the top, some information here. So yes, it could get overwhelming. I'm not gonna lie about that, but I do like to keep that on stream because like I said, anything can happen and I would like to have you updated, and this is the quickest way for me to get the information out to you. Classwork. So once you enroll, just like Barry did, you'll get all these information too. So you can go through the little training of Google Classroom. So here's all our topics, and it depends on the teacher and how they set it up. So we are trying to get all the Zoom links available here. So for example, and you can see this one here is the materials. Basically, it's not an assignment, just something that you might need. So if you hit view material, this would have been a your meeting ID link, and it will be labeled, you know, maybe this is your homeroom or the morning assembly. So I actually just typed in I just added the actual online Zoom link if you're not using the app. So that would be kind of just easy access for the parents real quick. So going back here, oops, went right back into it, guys. So you could have the weekly agenda. Again, I actually created something for you guys because this is what I'm going to be using in my class. So I've been looking at fun ways to send out information. So I got these kind of like a clickable pictures here that you can click and it'll go directly to what you need. And this is just my demo, my sample lesson for you guys. Like if you need RenWeb, direct access, cheetah beads, or whatever links, like some of these pictures will just kind of link you to something. Like for example, this the iPad. Oh look guys, it just went to my favorite story, A Whole Wide World, is Pride and Prejudice. Or you can have some pictures that link you to books. In this case, I have this online book for the kids. So just to have a little fun, and I thought, you know, kindergartens would like that. Parents might do too, so. You can add your newsletter. This is just a kind of attached newsletter. Now, as you can see, like these don't have due dates. So these can be up there for a while. So we can definitely update it on a teacher's point of view, but you guys will just leave those there, and it changes weekly, but it will not be moved from the spot here. Same thing with the newsletters. We can update or upload some newsletters for you. This is just kind of demo newsletter that we can upload. So those are just samples right here. Same thing. Now, I did have a couple of assignments. Now there's 2 of them that is going to be very, very important because I did not realize this here until yesterday. Now that I was logging in as Barry, I saw some concerns that a parent might have. So 2 things. I created an assignment here. It's not, here we go. Got it. So I created an assignment here. It says, please follow directions on a worksheet, right? So I created a worksheet on Google Slides that maybe your child can do. So once I click it in, or I uploaded it or hit the view assignments is something I can work on here. Now, say my child did it, we circled whatever we needed to circle, you know, something, and we finished it. And don't worry, we will train them later on how to utilize these stuff. But this is just for example, because I came across this last year. So say my child did this here, let's give just something for now. Say we just did something here. Once I'm done with it, I can just log out of it and then I can turn it in. So again, I can open it up, I can work on it, right? So say, say, you know, we do something, letter A. Just for example, again, because you saw me change it, I can just log out of it because using Google Classroom, it automatically saves your child's work. So I just X out of it. Once I'm done, I can just turn it in and I'm good to go. So now that's an easy way. So let me show you what have happened last year that I caught, only because I did not notice that. So here's the second one. I'll hit view assignment, and this one here, oops, yep, you can, this private comments, you can ask a question to the teacher and it gives me the question, and this one's class. So whatever you say here, your class is going to see it. Whatever you see in private, I'll see it. So this is the situation I saw last year. So I would upload a PDF file, which is great. And I would be able to embed where the kids can work on it online, which is awesome. The problem is you can't submit this from this area because it's a PDF, and I did not transfer it into a Google Docs or a Google Slides. So in most cases, the parents would have to download, right? Either print it or work directly on it, then upload it again, or take a picture and send it. So the good thing is I've been training myself on how to convert these PDFs onto a Google Doc and Google Slides. So all you parents have to do is just hit that turn in button. Like I said, last year I realized that when parents were, let me minimize this here for you guys. Last year, parents would have to download this actual worksheet, complete it, then upload it back onto Google Classroom. Or most cases, parents would download it, they take a picture of it and then send it through the email in which the teacher would have to grade it. So this year, like I said, I'm trying to figure out an easy way for you parents just to turn in things through Google Classroom only, so you don't have to do those extra steps. If it's convenient for you, then by all means, you totally can do that. But I like things to be easy for me, because if it's all in Google Classroom, I don't have to search my emails to find 20 assignments. So if I did it the right way, you know, you would be able to just hit turn in the assignments, because the worksheet will be already in the Google Suite. This is not. So here's another thing. Just like Sister Amna said, you can watch the video. We can watch it right then and there, and then turn in from the worksheet there. So again, you have your topics. Here's another topic. So I put Monday here because maybe some teachers might put your topics as Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then in each the subtopic would be like ELAR, math, or whatever. And the reason why I'm doing these different ways, because again, it's teachers' preference on how they want their Google Classroom to be seen by you. So here's another example of an assignment that I created. Matter of fact, I created this last year. So this is something that I was going to teach the class on how to do Google Drop. And as you can see, this was during Ramadan. So I was teaching the kids how to grab and drop. And if they're done, all you have to do is X out and then turn in. So then that's one step. Now keep in mind, pre-K might not have this here. Kindergarten might not have this here, but for me, if you're with me, you're definitely going to have it anyway, because I'm going to teach you that. So for example, I had another one right here that I created for maybe a pre-K could do. So I create this kind of work things where you can, okay. I have to work on that one. It froze on here. All right. So there you guys can see that the new worksheet I just did is only view only. So I have to go back and fix that for you guys. Don't worry, it'll get done. But it'll be something like that, maybe something simple for extra help. So everything we're trying to do in the classroom, but you might see this. Again, there might not be that much here for pre-K. There might not be much here for kindergarten. Teaching first grade, you might have a few worksheets, but not so much. So you're mainly utilizing for the Zoom, maybe your agenda, your newsletters, any important information. And you might have a few things, but not overwhelming information. Now, I wanted to jump quickly to this last part, because just like Sister Amina said, if you choose, like if it happens to have a worksheet that you have to download, you could definitely use your phone or iPad, hit the notes button, and they give you a free scan. So, you can scan any of your documents, and you can turn it in through Google Classroom just like that. So that's kind of an easy access. And for kindergarten and yes, so kindergarten, we can link our online Texas Wonders, ELAR, maths. I'm trying to remember if science and social studies, but we can link these to the Google Classroom. So you're able to utilize this. So this is the children's view. You can use these here. We can link games to the Google Classroom. The only thing is you have to make sure that you have your Texas Wonders ID and password to access these fun games that we can have. Now, that being said, we will have tutoring times. We can do differentiated teaching, and how we do that is by using the different contents. So even if we're in class, I want to make sure that you understand that not everybody's going to, we don't want everybody to feel like, well, one can learn faster or slower. So we want to make sure that our content is able to be reached for those kids who are maybe just at a slower pace. We want to make sure that our differentiated in our process with how we teach and how long we teach and who we reach out, as well as our product, and that's working in groups, or even, like I said, during our tutoring times where we do that one-on-one with your child. Just like we're using Zoom, I can go and share our whiteboard, and I can work with the kids here, and the kids will have their own tools that they can work here too. So this is a great interactive way that we can reach our students, as well as our online textbooks. Here's another one right here. And this is what we did. For example, this is the ELAR book. This is the exact same book, or excuse me, this is the math. This is the exact same textbook that your child will be using. We both can work on it, and we can make this interactive for your child. So inshallah, what we're doing here is providing you with the whole framework and the tools that we need to make sure that our lessons to you are precise and comprehensive and just a little bit easy for you guys. So Jazakallah khair. And Sister Miraj, do I need to host you over? No? Okay. I can't hear you.
I just realized I was on mute. Jazakallah, Sister Amina, Sister Denise, for the presentation. This session is recorded, and we will be sharing this recording with everyone. And also the Google Slides in PDF format will be shared, so you can do the clickable links. And I'll be taking questions now. Sister Amina, Sister Denise, I'm going to give you the questions as I see who can answer that. And if it's something related to office, I'll be answering that, inshallah. So will the recordings will be posted daily, Sister Amina?
Yes, I think we can do that. Yeah, we can do that.
I think Sister Denise, Sister Amina, just stay on mute for me. So,
Okay. So yeah, just like Sister Amina, I actually preferred to record mine too in case a child is absent. At least you will get that whole classroom feel again. So I agree.
For second grade, will the school will be just like a regular schedule for Zoom?
Yes, yes, it will be like a regular schedule. Everything starting from assembly all the way down, all the subjects, everything will be exactly the same.
Okay.
I agree.
And if they opted for asynchronous, they can.
Yeah, you can watch the recordings. You can still come online. Everything is going to be posted. It will be very clear for you, inshallah.
Okay. So for second grade, again, Sister Amina, do we need to use DocHub or will it be editable PDF?
So right now, Google Classroom has made a special connection, Sister Denise, for you too. The PDF can be editable inside of the Google Classroom. So it makes a copy for every student. So the student can go in there from Google Classroom, finish typing everything and hit submit, inshallah, or turn in.
How to send the picture student work again? Can you explain that?
Oh, okay. Do you want me to go through the slides or we can?
Yeah, just go back to the slide system quickly.
Now, is the question referring to if you did not click the online turn in button? Is that what it's referring to?
Yeah, if it's a PDF that required a printout,
okay,
the parent have to submit that. I think it's mostly upper elementary, Sister Denise.
Okay.
So what I would suggest is to log in from your cell phone or iPad so that you have your camera handy. You can go ahead and click on the classroom, and this is where the assignment details come. So once you see that, you have your add or create button over here or mark as done over here. So what we're gonna do, we can go back and look here. Add or create helps me pop up these kind of things. So here, if you click on file, it'll help you attach pictures of your child's work. And when you click that, your camera comes in directly over here. Click on the camera and take a picture. You might have to take more than one picture, and that's okay. You can also do what Sister Denise said. Take pictures with your note or your scanner app in your iPhone, and then you can upload it by going to files over here. So you have your two options over here, camera or file. And then once you do that, your file comes up basically like a 16-digit number. That's an image of the work. If you see here, if I can zoom in, this is actually a child's work. So you can do that. And then once it asks you for confirmation again, you click turn in. And then once you click turn in, the photo is uploaded to the teacher's classroom and your work is done. In case you felt like you attached the wrong picture or you need to attach more, whatever, you can click unsubmit and go through the process again, inshallah. Even then, if this doesn't work out, please email it to us. We are okay with it, inshallah, and we can go ahead and mark it as done for you. It'll be perfectly fine. Till we get used to it, everybody will take time, inshallah. That's not a problem.
Okay. So the next question is, for quizzes, do we need to add the quiz score on the Google Classroom?
No, we do not. No, just go ahead and click mark as done. That's it. And the teacher can actually see the grade on her quiz account. So don't worry about that.
Okay, this question is for the office. When do we pick up the books? Do the kids get physical books? Yes, Sister Zara, we are arranging, Sister Sherry is arranging a schedule for textbook book pickup and also the school supplies. And if it's pre-K and elementary, they will get additional hands-on activities. Sister Denise, do you want to add something to that?
Yes, I know one of the things that we're trying to help the parents out, and I know these are kind of harsh times, is we're trying to figure out and work with you guys to make sure that you guys get maybe the crafts for the week or something, so you don't have to feel like you're cutting things at home. Because I know, like, for example, pre-K and at kindergarten and that we tend to do a lot of the construction paper and cutting. So we're trying to work together to compile something that you guys can pick up maybe on a weekly basis, so you'll have everything, all the tools that you need for the week. So that's what we're trying to work with.
Okay. How is the attendance going to be marked? I believe Sister Amina can help me. There will be a daily activity.
Yes.
By the classroom teacher.
Yes.
To know the kid is present, right?
Yes. Yes.
Is there a preference to what my child should be using? Example, tablet or laptop? Will one make it easier learning experience than the other?
I think, oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Sister Denise, go ahead.
I think both, to be honest with you. Yes, like for example, when I was teaching last year and we had the textbooks open, obviously the kids had their writing tools with them, and in our technology class was all technology based. So I think it'll be a combination of both. I mean, pre-K, you might have a printout that you might have to color. So you might have, you know, that because coloring is a skill that they need to build, right? So it'd be something as easy as that. But we also can have, you know, coloring online. So I think integrating both technology and old school ways will be great.
So the next one is there going to be a tardy for Zoom classes? I believe there is, right? We have 8 minutes of transition time. If they are not shown up, they will be marked tardy. Is the Google Classroom any different from last year? Sister Amina?
So yes, Google Classroom itself made a lot of updates, like updating for PDF, everything. Other than that, we as elementary teachers, all of us stayed connected, and we all of us decided what are the best things, what works, what was popular, what was not. So basically what you saw in my presentation, it's going to be very similar, but the only difference is that now at the beginning of the year, I have so much time to train the kids. Everybody from 2nd through 5th, and even the lower elementary, Sister Denise will know, the kids will pick up the skills, inshallah. This year we are going in with a fixed mindset that we're starting virtual, so we'll take it very slowly. We might do scavenger hunts, we might do quizzes, whatever it takes for students to understand everything that's posted in there, inshallah. So the only thing that you need is a good internet connection, have your laptop or iPad completely charged, and have the materials close at hand, and the rest we'll take it from there, inshallah, not to worry.
Okay. One parent, I have a question for pre-K schedule. We will be sending out the homeroom teachers, Sister Ishrat, we will be sending out the pre-K schedule way before the classes begin. Next one, will they be coloring with a crayon in their hands or just by mouse? Sister Jessie, we will be hosting an event with Sister Ishrat, the homeroom teacher. She will be answering that question, inshallah. I'm sorry, Sister Samaya, are the hours enough for pre-K through 2nd grade? So will you follow this rules? Can you please, if you're on here, Sister Kutsia, can you ask the question, please? You can, I'm not following the question. You can unmute yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot to put the DISD.
Okay.
So they are saying 2 hours is enough for the from pre-K to class. So they decided for the timing. So my question is, will we follow that rules or we have our own schedule?
Sister Denise, do you want to answer that?
Are you talking about the Dallas Independent School District? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Because we are a private school, right? We're able to, Sister Ghazala has set up where she's actually following TEKS guidelines for our school timing. So kindergarten will have the same hours that we've had, as well as kindergarten with the breaks and everything in between. So you might, again, Sister Ishra will talk better because she can give you the work through what she did last year. So we are following what our TEA, not TEA, sorry, TEA that we're following, but we're not following, in essence, the public school system. But we are, so if anything happens, we're under the Dallas and Irving, right? But we are still following TEA, but we're in a private school section.
Inshallah. The next question is, what are the timings for kindergarten? It will be 7:50 a.m., beginning with the morning assembly and morning adhkar, ending at 3 p.m. We will be sending out the schedule, inshallah, by next week. For elementary school, will there be printables? So, Sister Amina, do you want to answer that?
some teachers might use printables, but I think going virtual, we have enough materials online. And if we use Google Doc, Google Forms, everything, I think we don't want you to print anything. Honestly, we don't need to, but I know that Islamic Studies and Quran department, they are going to have a few printables for you. And that's just going to make it easier for you because they don't have online textbooks. So please be prepared for just a few printables a week, inshallah, not much.
Sister Amina, Sister Denise can answer different levels. Will the students be getting homework or class or just the classwork? So you can take turns to answer for two different levels.
Pre-K, no homework. Kindergarten, no homework. First grade might have spelling homework, but that's natural, right? Because if you're going to test them on spelling and high frequency words, there has to be some kind of studying at home. Other than that, we're literally trying to get everything done in classrooms. So, but you might also have reading. Like I'm a big literacy person, so I like to assign reading, and I think reading is very fundamental, right? So I would like to assign that, but it's not going to be like required. It'll be optional.
Okay, from my side too, I would say definitely there'll be some spelling practice involved. Reading might be there for second grade, but third and up, you can definitely expect more compared to second and below. You might have English and math, and definitely the ayah for the Quran and the vocabulary, you might need to review it. Other than that, Arabic also takes a spelling test. I know second and up definitely does. So it might be good to review at home, but for a graded homework, I would do, for second grade, I would only do ReadWorks, but I know third and up will also do math, inshallah.
How many hours per day for pre-K3? It will be depending on what your choice is. Part-time is 7:50 a.m. to 12 p.m. Full-time is 7:50 a.m. to 3 p.m., including lunch and nap time for them. And again, schedule will be sent out soon. How will we know your child's homeroom teacher? Please email me. I can look into the grade level and let you know the teacher. And also, beginning of the school year, you will receive a welcome packet from homeroom teachers, including all the subject teachers and information about themselves. My understanding is on-site afternoon naps and class playtime. Will all pre-K be half days since they won't be on-site? Most likely, Sister Jessie, but I think according to the last year's schedule, correct me, Sister Denise, if I'm wrong. If Sister Ishrat is here, she may be able to answer. Sister Ishrat, are you here?
Yes, I am. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Miraz and everyone.
Thank you, Sister Ishrat. So again, Sister Ishrat will be hosting a session only for pre-K in August. If you can just answer this one, Sister Ishrat, if there will be a nap time for full day schedule.
Yes. Remember, last year we did our class from 8:15 to 1, like for full-time pre-K. And right after 1, I was available online for tutoring those who missed the classes in the morning session. So I was pretty much on till 3 or 5. But the basic, if you cut down the nap hours and their lunch break and everything, so our class was scheduled till 1 o'clock, the pre-K full-time. And half-time was till 12 o'clock. And we did have 4 live sessions, 4 within this 1 o'clock time frame. One was from 8:15 to 8:45. The second one was 9:50 to 10:20, Arabic and Islamia. And then in between they had break. And then we again met around 11:20 to 12 o'clock for the third live session. And then we met again after half timers gone for up to 1 for our center times with full-time pre-K. So basically they did till 1:05.
Thank you, Sister Ishrat.
You're welcome.
Sister Amina, how do we address the social interaction for our students? Is there going to be too much screen time for the kids?
Social interaction definitely comes through collaborative projects, and I love talking to my kids. So if your child has been in one of our classes, you know that we like to talk a lot. So we do incorporate chat time, free time, everything. And if it's screen time, definitely there is work to be done in the physical textbook itself. I would suggest the kids to keep the video on, put yourself on mute, and then go sit on a carpet and finish your work. So you don't have to be staring up at the screen. And if you keep your camera on and I can physically see, I've seen kids rubbing eyes and I will let them take a break because our sessions are recorded. I would email the parent and I would say, I can see this child is experiencing some screen fatigue. Let them take a break and come back. For 5-10 minutes, 15-20 minutes, they might not miss much. They can easily catch up later and turn in the work. I don't mind.
Can I also include in our schedule, Sister Ghazala had made lunchtime available, so that's no screen time. You have your salah time, there's no screen time there. Even if you have assembly, you can just turn it on and listen. So there's going to be, other than your core subjects, and even our PE class, you know, you're stepping away from it and you're just watching the video while you're working. So there will be those downtimes that's relaxed for your eyes. Just like Sister Amina said on that, but also with the children's interaction, and I know I did in first grade, Sister Amina, you probably did, they have breakout rooms where last year I put, you know, a bunch of friends together, so they have maybe about 10-15 minutes of talking where I can go to each of those rooms where we can check out and just have fun. There's that, because we do need to have that student interaction with each other. So that's very secured. Our teachers are able to bounce in and off. You know, if we're controlled, we can go, we know who goes into these rooms and we come out. So those are great resources to help keep your child with their students. So it's not just a block like we're talking right here, but more of those times where they can talk with their friends.
Yeah, I got a private message and this parent is asking me if I can see the screen of each child. So this is where we have our limitations sort of. Unless they click share screen, I cannot see what they're doing. But if they are working on a Google assignment from Google Classroom, or if they're doing iExcel or ReadWorks, we can actually see their live progress. So if they go on a different browser tab, it looks like a battery charging bar, and I know that this child has not moved from question 4 to 5, then I know that she or he is not doing the work. That's the only way I can see progress. And this is why we use those websites, because of the limitations of this technology, inshallah. But I know that kids are very honest, mashallah. I can tell elementary will not do those things.
Again, pre-K question, Sister Ishrat. Do those parents need to sit with the pre-K students? Inshallah, Sister Ishrat will be hosting the session again. She will have a lot of recommendation for parents, you know, how they can help them. Sister Ishrat?
All my pre-K parents hang in there because ours is a little bit different than other classes. That's why we are doing a separate session just with you, all my pre-K parents. And you can bring your kids also, because I have a surprise for them that day. So so that's the way it can take. It's not going to take that many meeting minutes from others. So hang in there. We will have a meeting next week somewhere, or maybe Sister Miraj, we are scheduling for next week where the teachers works.
Yes.
Yes. So
let you know in advance.
Can I for returning RSA parents, you know, this might be a refresher course, but for those new ones, I would say, like Sister Amina said, let's work with that first 2 weeks on understanding Google Classroom, understanding the submission key and things like that, for even parents too, because different devices might need different, they might have different challenges. You know, if you're using your phone, right, we might have to train you a little bit different versus an iPad, and same thing with Zoom too. So just bear with us in the beginning. Be there with your students so you understand and so you can see how it is, and as well as give your child the confidence that when you do step away, they won't get into a panic if all of a sudden, say, they accidentally hit the camera screen and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't get the screen back in, right? So we do want you to be there for that, you know, just those couple of days to help them feel comfortable around your equipment.
Okay. Sister Denise, one more question for you. Will there be printables for kindergarten?
Do you want printables? No, I'm just joking. Because you know we can give you printables until your eyes flood open. The idea is no, because all you guys are going to get is the workbooks. You're going to have a lot of workbooks, right? So your workbooks are your printables, okay? That's number one. Number two, if I give you supplemental activities, I'm going to try to put that more online. That's number two. Number three, if I'm tutoring and I see that they might need benefit from some extra work, you might get maybe a little packet that you could pick up. So the answer is no, but asterisk maybe. And it depends on the case.
Okay. Can we buy our school supplies on our own? If you have missed the chance to purchase the deal that we had sent from Educational Products Inc., you can buy your supplies on your own. Make sure follow the same list because it is requested by our teachers, and we would not like to have you miss anything during the instruction time. We will appreciate that. Go ahead, go to the same website. You can pull out the list. Please purchase the school supplies. I'll be sending a reminder to everyone. For assembly, for kids, do they have to turn on their camera or just be mute and listen? So it's up to you, and we will be, Sister Iman will be creating one link per family. So you can just log into one device just for assembly, and then you can go back to your classes on different devices. We will request you to be mute. We will have selected students reciting Adhkar, and then followed by Sister Iman or guest speaker doing the brief talk. And we will follow the same theme of the month, inshallah. Will there be workbook for KG? I think Sister Denise just answered that question.
Yes, for all core subjects. So you get the ELAR, math, science, and social studies. Am I correct?
Yes, you will
All right.
get them. Yeah. If I missed any questions, please feel free to ask. Okay. Okay. Where will we get the textbooks? So textbooks will be given to you if you're our RSA first-time parent or returning parents. All resources such as textbooks, physical textbooks, workbooks, and school supplies, if you have ordered through EPI, Sister Sherry will have a schedule for them to be picked up from school. Keeping the safety in mind, it will be divided at different timings and different days, and maybe families together if they have more than one child, inshallah. So is assembly any different from last year? No. Sister Iman, are you here, Sister Iman? Do you answer that question for me? Is Sister Iman here? Maybe
I
she.
don't.
No, sister, she's
The
not
morning
here.
assembly will be same. It will be, we will follow we'll have the Adhkar recitation, then we'll have the theme of the month that we will be, the topics will be related to the theme of the month, which is part of our Tarbiyah session. We may have guest speakers, and also our student may be presenting different topics.
So the only difference is, guys, you're just, instead of in the gym, you're having it live on Zoom. And Sister Marj, please stress out that during this time, use one Zoom link per household.
Yes, one device per household. So you can, because we have capacity of how many, attendees can be at once, inshallah. So is there a different link for assembly alone? Yes. Each homeroom teacher will post the Zoom link up on their classroom, just like Sister Amina and Sister Denise shared you the location of the Zoom link for their classes. There will be on top the Zoom link for assembly, and there will be one link for Salah. Sister Iman will be hosting Khatira during Salah time. They'll be doing Salah on their own, but they will be listening to the Khatira. And again, the entire family can join for Khatira using just one link, inshallah. Any more questions?
Sister Miraj, we had a message from Sister Mazida, remember?
Yes, I'm sorry, I have to go back and check my message here from Sister Mazida. Okay, so we will request you, because some of the parents may not, just try to avoid taking pictures of the screen or screenshots of the classrooms. Our teachers may take them for, maybe attendance purpose or something, but try not to take pictures and share it from your personal device to respect the FERPA for the students. And we recommend you to have your device name changed to your student name or join in through their email ID so the teachers know who they are. We had upper elementary and higher grades that they were changing their name, and we were not able to recognize, and the teachers may remove them if they don't recognize them, if they're not turning on their camera, or informing who they are, the teachers might remove them from the classroom. Yeah.
Sister Miraj,
Yes, Sister Ishal.
can I add something on that?
Yeah, I received one more question after your, Sister Ishal.
Yes. You want to go ahead?
No, I'll continue after you're done, Sister Ishal.
All right. I just want to add into Sister Miraj what she just explained. One of my students was using a grandma's phone. So I was poor thing. I don't know. Maybe she doesn't know how to access to the chat. So I keep sending a message. Please stay who you are, the student's name. So she failed to do that. So I had to remove. And then within a second or a few minutes, I got a call from Sister Mira saying that I'm not accepting that student. That what happened, because the student was accessing from the grandma's phone, which the name was not familiar to me, because mashallah, by that time I knew all my parents' name. So this is so it's very important for the parents to put under their name, the kid's name we prefer, but if it's a same device you share for other students, so if the parent's name is there, it's very easy for us to know, and we feel comfortable. We know this person, who this person is. So it's very important for us. Jazakallah.
Inshallah. So I have a question here. I will appreciate if you can send the homework or assignments to the parents as well as to the child who is not able to focus and will not convey the correct message to us.
One of the good things is, I mean, you're going to have access to all their homeworks through RunWeb, newsletters, and online teaching. So, and they're going to be recorded. So inshallah, hopefully you have that accessible. But Sister Amina?
Yeah, exactly. They can go back and see the Google Classroom. Everything for the week is posted. And just to repeat, every Sunday evening, if you go ahead and look at the newsletter, and the whole entire Google Classroom will be updated. Quran, Arabic teachers, us homeroom teachers, we will update everything for you. So if you are a parent who likes to see the day-by-day progress of your child, please go ahead and look at it. Look at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, everything is available for you. And if you feel like you still need more reminders, you can definitely look into Google Calendar. There's a newsletter will have the homework reminder posted there permanently. Every week you will see the same homework expectations posted over there. And if you think that your child is not focusing, teachers will send you an email right away. So we will communicate that with you. If you didn't get that email, then mashallah, your child's doing good, inshallah. Not to worry.
So I would just like to add a few things before we conclude. I was going to present the RenWeb access and how to log in, and I think I'm going to save it and save it for curriculum night, because I didn't want anyone to get overwhelmed by Google Classroom. Just let it sync, process. We'll be sending this recording as well as the Google slides that Sister Amina and Sister Denise shared today. RenWeb access. RenWeb is now purchased by FACS Management, FACS SIS, which is standing for FACS Student Information System. Each parent will receive a login ID. If you are a returning parent, if you forgot the password, you can always send me an email. If you're a new parent, we will create the login credentials for you and email it to you. And then once you access, so the next, we will host a curriculum night. I'll just have my slides given to the homeroom teacher so they can just share it with you. Also, I can email it to you. It is basically holding your information for your child for, lesson plan, homework, grade book, any medical records they have, and parents information, attendance information, behavior information. It's used for that purpose. And there will be a built-in calendar for, you can see the terms, report card release dates, any event, any holidays, you can see it over there. Yes, Sister Jessie, that's what I thought. I'll do a pre-recorded tutorial video and hand it to the homeroom teachers and email the parents as they request, and a Q&A if needed. They can always feel free to ask the questions, inshallah. I didn't want you guys to be overwhelmed today, so just take it in. And please email us if you forgot to ask any questions today. Please email us at the school email, or we'll, whoever is it's related to will answer the question, inshallah. Yeah. Thank you, Sister Jessie is complimenting that parents will be relieved that they will not have, I feel relieved that parents will not have to do that much work. This session was, our goal was that to host this session, Alhamdulillah, Sister Amina, Sister Denise had put it together really nicely to make it easy for everyone to follow. And inshallah, like Sister Amina said, they're going to take it slow, make sure everybody is on the same page. Do you want to add anything, Sister Amina, Sister Denise, before we conclude our meeting tonight?
For me, I think for the biggest takeaway of anything would be communication. That was what I stressed last year, and this is what I'm stressing again this year, because I am not a mind reader. I don't know if you are struggling with something. I don't know if you're having a hard time with Google Classroom or RenWeb or any of these issues. So even though I will say communicate, email, you might feel shy, and therefore your answers or your feelings or whatever hasn't been addressed. And I don't want you to put that on teachers. So I do want to let you guys know that, yes, we know that this is strange times, and we want to make sure we're with you 100% of the way. So please utilize that communication tab, whether it's through Sister Raj, through your teachers or whatever, because we can't work without you guys, right? And I know stress levels will be all over the place. So at least one thing, work with me, work with our teachers, work with the admin to make sure that your path is a successful and smooth one. So for me, communicate. Bad or good, it doesn't matter. At least we can get our job done by helping you out. So that's all I'm asking.
Thank
So
you.
the office will be
Sister Najwa.
Just wanted to remind everyone that office hours will be same throughout the academic year, unless there is, weekend or holidays. I want to just add on to what Sister Denise said. We hosted a lot of PTCs last year. We did, like, say someone had difficulty logging into the textbooks. Immediately we hosted the PTC, the teacher, homeroom teacher or subject teacher were able to show them. Or if the child was slow, or, or having struggle, we arranged extra tutoring. So that, we really appreciate when you open up and let us know. There were weekly feedback survey going out that helped us a lot as admin to know, what was going wrong and address those issues. You want to add something, Sister Amina?
Same like Sister Denise, just communicate with us. Yeah, if you want, put it in an email or a request for a PTC. Inshallah, we can help you out. We're here for you. And usually it's the weekly newsletter will have everything possible that you need for the week. And other than that, inshallah, we will have enough time to check on the kids one-on-one too. Whenever we have that chat time or breakout room time, your kids will be able to share if they are stuck on something, if they need more help. Even before you tell us, your kids will tell us, inshallah. Don't worry about it.
Inshallah. So just want to add, after this session for elementary, each grade level will have their own curriculum night. Email will be sent out with the information in detail. Do please try to attend that. That's big, big information session that you don't want to miss out on, inshallah.
Mr. Miraj, can I request something?
Yes, sister.
The email for today's session was on very short notice. I got an email around 3 o'clock. Could you please send an email like a little?
There was, we completely understand. There was an email glitch I later on found out. It came to my attention, but we try at least, if it's a short notice, will be 24 to 48 hours. If it's advanced, at least a week. But we do appreciate you all being here tonight. This recording is going to be shared, inshallah. So if you had missed any part of it or may have any questions, please feel free to email us, inshallah.
Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. Jazakallah khair, everyone. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Sister Ashraf, Sister Aziza, you want to close the meeting?
Inshallah, Sister Mira. Jazakumullah khairan for all the information, mashallah. Okay, سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
ورحمة الله وبركاته.